Welcome in, everybody, to the first ever stream on my own YouTube account. We're just calling it at PPR Tyler for the moment. So welcome in. We're going to stream some Underdog drafts. We're going to be doing it not every single day. I'll probably do it every single day, but we'll be streaming them maybe, I don't know, 3 times a week, 4 times a week. I don't think that's a crazy number. It's going to be a fun time. But first, let's hit the intro. And we are back. Now, that intro is just like the basic StreamYard intro. I wish I could take credit for making that, but I didn't. So we're just going to roll with it for now. Pretty soon, my buddy Seth Dewalt, he's got a sick Justin Fields, just basically running back Justin Fields highlights video. So I'm going to have to do something similar to that, maybe like a Drake London or a Bijan Robinson like hype video. I think that's what it's going to have to be. So let's just get into it. Let's dive into this big board. For those of you who don't know, it's a $200,000 to first place. Here's the prize breakdown right here. Second place, 100K, 223,000 entrants. I think I already have about 50 under my belt, but first time I get to stream one this season, so that's really exciting. If you're not familiar with the format, it is 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 flex, and 12 bench. So 20-round draft, usually take about an hour. And then obviously you advance through each stage. So the schedule is right here. So regular season is, if I can get to that one spot, qualifiers weeks 1 through 14. And then we have quarterfinals week 15, 16, 17, just like any other fantasy championship. So let's just dive into it. Maybe, hey, come draft with us if you're yeah, that's fine. Here we go. If you want to come draft, come on in. And I know y'all see. Oh, just kidding. We're already in. We are already in. Anybody I recognize in this draft? That's the real question. It's funny. Sometimes you see some names and you're just like, oh, I know who that is. Nobody in here is ringing a bell, though. No, I don't know anybody in this draft. We got the 110 right now, so that's kind of fun. Also, too, not a lot of StreamYard production yet, but I do have one little audio clip I did import onto StreamYard. So I'm gonna reveal that when it's gonna be a scenario where we get like someone who falls to us, someone we really want, and then I'll play the clip. It's actually a pretty good clip. So I'm gonna be doing more of that. Like I said, gonna upgrade the intro game, gonna upgrade the soundbite clips, all of that stuff. So stay tuned. Make sure you hit the sub button. We actually are already at 400 subs. First video, 400 subs. How did that happen? Only the real ones know. And no, I did not buy subs. I wish I knew how to do that for YouTube because I 100% would. Anyways, draft starts off here. 109 is a very interesting spot because it's actually honestly my least favorite spot to draft in so far. Because when you look at it, it's like these top 8 guys all right here. Like obviously McCaffrey goes 101, but it's like CD, Tyreek, Justin, Jamar, Brees Hall, Amon-Ra, and then Bijan. And then right after that, I feel like it's a drop off, like a tier break for me, where it's then like after Bijan, it's Puka and Jameer. Like that just doesn't seem as like I'd much rather have Amon-Ra and Bijan than Puka and Jameer. Like it's such a tier break for me. Puka going in the first round feels crazy. Another guy who's going in the first round right now is Kyren Williams, maybe like 1-2 turn, but I'm not taking any. Kyren Williams is the guy I think I've taken once in all the drafts I've done thus far, because when you're looking at contests like this, is his value going to go, how much higher can it get than it already is? Like, I don't see him leapfrogging Jameer in anytime soon in these underdog drafts. It's just not going to happen. So, like, this contest will close before the draft, but in free agency, what if the Rams sign Derrick Henry or maybe like Saquon or Josh Jacobs? Like, that could legitimately happen. Kyren Williams is a 5th round running back, and yes, he had one good stretch, but he's smaller and he did get hurt. He struggled with injuries thus far in his career. He's not the perfect picture of health by any means. So if you unless you're like the biggest Kyron Williams fan, I'm avoiding him. Oh, or actually you have the 110. We don't even have the 109. So guys, I'm looking at here, like if Bijan follows us, we're obviously going to take him. I've been taking just pretty much Jameer a lot. Okay, if Bijan falls to us at the 110, I'll play this. Oh, never mind. So it's pretty much Jameer, Garrett Wilson, or AJ Brown. I've drafted a lot of Jameer. Probably just go with it again. Like Jameer could still probably have a better season than Bijan this year. I love Bijan. I would take Bijan over Jameer every day of the week. But I mean, Jameer, like we saw what he did last year. He's going to be, I think, when he started to get more work, we saw what the full potential with him could be. And if David Montgomery misses any time, like Jameer's the guy. We all know this. And David Montgomery's getting a little older in age. So love Jameer getting him in the first round. And on the turn here, it's really tricky. Like I said, I'm not going to take Kyron Williams. I don't care if he falls to me 3 picks past ADP. Doesn't go. Nico Collins is the guy I've been avoiding. Marvin Harrison, as much as you got to love the prospect, just this wide receiver 11, it just feels a little too steep, especially if there's a good chance he goes to the Patriots. So I'm not really feeling that. I kind of like the 2 running back start. I love Jonathan Taylor. We've seen this guy finish as an RB1 before. I'm thinking we go Jonathan Taylor. It's like I said, it's a tough spot. I usually either go Jonathan Taylor or Josh Allen. Let's go double RB, something a little unorthodox for our first streamed draft. Hey, and also too, go in the comments. Got anything going on in there? Anything you want to talk about? It doesn't have to be football related. Drop something in the comments and we can talk about it. This is a community type of feel. This is not me ranting at you for an hour here. So let's make this fun and let's get some comments going. So all right, we got a ways to go, 15 picks away. But yeah, this is a really interesting tier of like wide receivers here. Like here, I'll do this for you guys. Like it's like the first round is kind of fun this year. Because it feels like this tier of these 4 guys right here. Like who do you like? It's because there's not, you can pick like CeeDee Lamb is I think he's the consensus 102. But like if you're gonna take Jamar was going like 102 last year, so I feel like you can make an argument for him there. JJ was going 101 last year. You can definitely make an argument for him, especially if Kirk Cousins comes back. Like right now, if you just look at the rankings, it's CD, Tyreek, Jamar, then JJ. Like JJ is usually going at the 105. You can sometimes get him at the 107. If you can get Justin Jefferson at like anywhere past the 4th pick, that's an absolute steal in my opinion. He's one of the best fantasy players in the game. That's not disputable. So I love taking JJ as a guy I have a lot of. I try to get a good amount of Tyreek. I haven't got that many 101s this year though. Like I feel like if you looked at how many times, like how many exposures I have to Christian McCaffrey, I feel like it's not as good as I would have liked. So, all right, 9 picks away here. 2 running backs. We got to go receiver. Obviously, if you never played Underdog before, it's everything lies within the receiver draft room. So also too, I'm also debating what am I going to do with this screen. I don't know if I like it here yet. Actually, you know what we're going to do? I wonder if I can do this on the fly real quick. That's the real question. Can I do this on the fly? Camera slot. Put this right here. Watch this. This is oh, look at that. Look at that. Save layout. Boom. Look at that. Now you guys can actually see my team. Isn't that crazy? Oh my God. I'm so technologically gifted. This is something that they don't teach you this in college, folks. They don't teach you that. You can't get no degree in what I just did right there. So that's fun. Anyways, so okay, we're 4 picks away here. 4 picks away here. I'm getting my soundbite ready just because I want to play. I really want to play it for you guys because it's just funny. So all right, 2 picks. All right, we got Laporta. So this is a situation where I would definitely get Laporta because I have Jameer. Get a little Lions stack going. Maybe get JMO in the later rounds. Stacked out with Goff. Again, if you've never played Underdog before, stacking is one thing you 100% need to be doing. If you do not stack, you will not win. It is as simple as that because when you get to week 15, 16, and 17, you have to beat. They repool you in pods of like 12 to 16, and you have to get like 1 or top 2 in those pods. for the week. So you have to be stacking because you much rather have, like, say, let's say Goff throws 4 touchdowns in week 16, and 2 of them are to Jameer and 1's to Laporta. Well, if you have Goff, Jameer, and Laporta, that's huge for you. So that's why the best ball sickos like myself love to look at schedules like everybody last year was drafting the hell out of Lions Cowboy stacks. And you know what happened? It was a shootout that game. Huge game for fantasy. CD went off. Amon-Ra went off. Like it was just such a good game. Everybody knew it before the season, and it came to fruition. So let's see what we got going on here. Weird, interesting. Like Mike Evans, like one of my least drafted players last year, and that really bit me in the ass. So, but like, even if he goes back, like Baker Mayfield's going to be back in Tampa. I don't think there's any. I'd be shocked if he doesn't end up in Tampa. And if Mike leaves in free agency, he's probably going somewhere good. I don't know how much money the Chiefs can really give him, but he might go to the Chiefs, might go to the Bills, might go to like another wide receiver team, like wide receiver needy team. He's not going to go like like a guy I've drafted a ton of in here, and he goes and like, let's see where he is. Derrick Henry, RB15, about 5th round ADP. Derrick Henry is not going to stay on the Titans, and he's not going to go to a bad team. He's going to go to a team like the Ravens, the Chargers, some team like that, maybe the Rams. Like Derrick Henry is the guy who he's not just going to go to a bad team. So Derrick Henry, main running back on a great team. Who says no? Who says no? All right. Devontae, Keenan, Cooper. It's like, this is like, how do we feel about Cooper Kupp? Because he could, like, when him and Puka were playing, the stats weren't that different. And Puka's going at the end of the first. Like, T. Higgins is a guy you had to draft in like the 2nd, 3rd round last year, so you can get a discount on him here. It's just like, it's kind of tough. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Let's go Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen's what we're going to go with. Just because I feel like I don't have that much Keenan Allen. And I mean, we already got one old wide receiver. Let's just make it 2. Let's make it 2. We got 2 wide receivers. I feel good about that. And like Travis Kelce in the 4th round is like, who would have thought we would have saw that? Like, first half of last season, he paid off his mid to late round draft capital, like draft value. That's where he was going in last year's drafts. And now he falls all the way to the 4th round, even after the good playoff stretch that he had. Like, he's definitely coming back next year. So I don't know why we've kind of soured on Kelce, but it's a guy that I feel like I wish I would have drafted more of him, but I just haven't really gotten the opportunity. It hasn't really felt right for me yet, because you look at these receivers, like this receiver tier of T. Higgins, Cooper Kupp, Devontae Smith, who else we got? Drake London, not Zay. I'm not really drafting Zay Flowers, but like the whole tier right here is a really good tier. So I don't know, man. Oh, all right. Liking the start here, though. Liking the start, not and also Stephon Diggs right here, man. One of my most drafted players right now. Like, you can get this guy in the 3rd round, and if you can get him with McCaffrey, you're like, my favorite starts are when you have one of these 2 through 5 picks. You get like JJ, then you get like Diggs, and then you can come back and get maybe like Devontae. I've had starts like that where it's been like Tyreek, Devontae, and Diggs. Like, those are all guys who were going in the 1st round last year. And do this. All guys are going in the 1st round last year. So it just feels like that just seems like an insane start to get 3 guys who are going in the 1st round in last year's draft. You can get them all on one team with your first 3 picks, especially in a format that's wide receiver heavy. You need to start 3 of these wide receivers every single week. 3 of these wide receivers are going to be in your lineup. And then you get the flex too. Like, you could potentially be doing 4 guys in your lineup each week from the receiver position. So you have to be drafting receivers early. If you don't, then you're behind. And I say that like we drafted 2 running backs to start, but I'm probably not going to touch running back for a couple more rounds here unless there's somebody I really like. And if I do go one more, like let's say maybe, I don't know, let's say I want to go Derrick Henry again, like then I'm not touching it until like round 12, round 13 until I fill out more of my receivers, fill out more of my tight ends. So yeah, another interesting thing about these drafts is these rookies like Adunze here, like who knows? Because like Adunze he might go in like the top 8, and this is pretty good value if you can get him like maybe in the 6th round I mean, Neighbors is a guy who's going to go probably top 5. Odunze is kind of right there in that he's probably going to be a top 10 draft pick. So I don't know. There's some sneaky discounts you can get on some guys, especially these running backs when you get to them. All of like the second round, the guys who are projected to go in the second round for running backs, all those guys go in like round 12 of ththese drafts, which is insane to me. I have so much exposure to rookie running backs, like maybe some of the other receivers that people like, maybe like some wide receiver. Like some people have Troy Franklin or Brian Thomas Jr. over Rome Odunze, and they go in like the 10th round, if I'm not mistaken. So drafting rookies on Bestball is a strategy that I 100% can get behind, because yeah, you might miss on some guys, but you're going to hit big on some guys, especially Anthony Richardson last year. I specifically remember doing these drafts last year. You could get Anthony Richardson last year in the 18th round. The 18th round, you could get Anthony Richardson. You're obviously not going to do that right now. He goes in round 5. But, all right, Mark Andrews is staring at us dead in the face. I don't have a ton of Mark Andrews. I'm not going to lie. I don't know. I don't really feel the connection, but I feel it right now. We'll get him as our tight end. He could have a tight end 1 seed. Before Laporta, Mark Andrews was the only tight end to dethrone Kelsey as the highest scoring fantasy tight end during Kelsey's prime, especially. So that's crazy. But now we're looking at receiver. I like JSN. He's gone. I love Christian Kirk. Christian Kirk is a guy that I absolutely love. Love drafting Christian Kirk. Calvin Ridley goes before Christian Kirk. And if Calvin Ridley doesn't resign, and I don't really think he's going to, Christian Kirk is the bona fide wide receiver 1 on this team. A piece of information that we didn't get last year during these drafts was that Christian Kirk and Trevor Lawrence live in the same neighborhood together. Like they're like neighbors, and they love each. They like drive to practice together, I think. Like that's a connection that's undeniable. I'm going to be drafting Christian Kirk, and I'm going to draft him right here. And there's nothing you can do about it. I love me some Christian Kirk. He's the most undervalued receiver every single year in Bestball. Maybe everyone not named Tyler Lockett, but Christian Kirk, he's kind of that same player like Ken Burnew, but he's just good. Like he doesn't have the height or the speed or the size, but this guy's just a bona fide good football player in an offense connected to Trevor Lawrence, which we probably all expect to be a little bit better next season. And I feel like that's really all the convincing I need to see. So give me all of the Christian Kirk. Really want to play the soundbite, but I'm not gonna force it. I keep mentioning it, but I'm not gonna force it. All right, now we're waiting on our turn back around. Here's the draft board so far. Also, too, if you don't know what the badges mean, this black and white one right here is 500 drafts total. And then this red one right here, the one that's on my name, is 1,000 drafts lifetime. Yes, I've done 1,000 drafts. I actually just got it like a couple days ago, so that was kind of fun. But I appreciate the 3 people in here right now. You are the rock of this community so far. I appreciate you. That's a really bad heart. Anyways, wish we would have got somebody fun. I've been in drafts with like Justin Herzig. If you don't know who that is, he won Bestball Mania 1. Been a couple drafts with him so far. Haven't gotten the pleasure to be in a draft with Mason from Flock Fantasy yet. I've been looking forward to that. Or Bradley Stalder. Haven't gotten to be in his draft room yet. But I don't know. It's always kind of fun drafting with people you know. Hopefully we can get a little community draft going. Like maybe as we approach closer to the regular season, people get more in tune with the fantasy happenings going around. Hopefully we can get some more of you guys drafting against me, all that kind of stuff. We don't team. We do. Notice how I said against me, because we do not team in Underdog. I'm not trying to get banned. I love this site too much to get banned. I would never risk teaming in a draft. So we're not teaming. I would never team. Plus you're standing in between me and $200,000. So definitely never team in a draft. Underdog, you heard that. I would never team. I would never do it. I actually got 2 drafts thrown out already. It's because it's a bummer when a draft gets thrown out because some bozo just drafts like 8 quarterbacks, and then you get the email. It's like, oh, this draft's been thrown out. You do get your money back, which is obviously great because Underdog's a great platform, but that's an hour you can't get back. So I've had like 2 drafts thrown out so far. That's 2 hours I can't get back. unfortunately. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I would love if we could get Dalton Kincaid to fall to us. How many picks past ADP? 82nd. So about like 14. What's the math on that? 16 picks past ADP. I mean, that would be fantastic. But none of these drafters in front of us. Yep. There he goes. Right as I open my mouth. Now, Dave Montgomery's a guy I love. We also do not have a quarterback yet. Goff is, I think he's QB 16, if I'm not mistaken. QB 17 now. Caleb jumped him. Goff used to be ahead. So we're thinking Herbert here. We could go Herbert if we want to get the stack right now. Lawrence is a little bit down the road as well. Also go receiver. We can kind of go any position we want here. Tony Pollard, another free agent running back who we could potentially select. Jordan Love goes there. I hate Christian Watson. I cannot stand. That is one player I will not have any of this year. Christian Watson, will not have him. Thinking Herbert here. I really love Kyler. I might go double quarterback if Kyler comes back to us. This has got, if Justin Herbert doesn't get, like, he's been has there been more of an ultimate tease than Justin Herbert? I feel like there's not. He gets drafted high every year, and he just puts up the most mid stats. Now, is some of that his fault? A little bit, but most of it, I would say, is his situation. Having a defensive-minded head coach that long, and everyone thought Kellen Moore was going to help. Obviously, it didn't. He's gone. He actually goes to Philly. See if Kellen Moore can fix what's going on in Philly, because that offense didn't look great at the end of the year last year by any means. So I'm thinking Ingram or Murray here. I like both. I wish I need to get more Kyler. Kyler going at QB 12 is criminal. I think I saw a stat that that makes our decision easier for us. No, we have 2 tight ends, but Evan Ingram, like, he was like a top 3 tight end at the end of last year. Like, this is a guy you wanted a ton of, was Evan Ingram. And especially, like I said, if Calvin really leaves, we already have Christian Kirk. Might be able to finagle our way into getting Trevor Lawrence falling to us. And Mostert, Rob, they don't really do it for me. I think we're going to go Evan Ingram. We're set at tight end for a while. Because if this was an 18-round draft, which Bestball Mania is mostly 18 rounds, then I would probably just stick with 2 tight ends. But 20 rounds, you almost have to take 3 tight ends. The only position that I'm fine going 2 of is quarterback, and that's only if I get like if I get Justin Herbert, and like maybe if I drafted like I've done starts talking about, I had like Josh Allen, and then maybe I don't know, like Justin Fields or something like that. Then I'm fine with going 2 quarterback. But most of my builds look like they're, for the most part, they're 3, 6, 8, 3. That's kind of now obviously tend to stray from the pack a little bit every now and then, but for the most part, it's been 3 quarterbacks, 6 running backs, 8 receivers, and then 3 tight ends. It just feels kind of like the sweet spot. I didn't draft enough tight ends last year. I wish I would have. Like, I think I only did like 2, because I was like, oh, like I got Kelsey, like I only need 1 more. But you never know, man. Like sometimes you find some of those late tight ends in these drafts last year. The big board, Laporta was going undrafted in some drafts. I think I had a couple shares of him. Fortunately enough for me, not like we didn't win any serious money last year, but that's not to say we can't do it this year. But yeah, Laporta going undrafted in a lot of those drafts. That's why I love these drafts so much, is because especially before the combine, we really don't know anything about the running backs. Especially, we don't know how fast they run. We don't know how the NFL views these guys. We certainly don't know their draft capital. So, like, getting players who aren't ranked as high, like Estime is RB, like, I think 6 in terms of the rookie running back rankings right now. But who's to say he's not the second running back drafted come April? Like, that could 100% happen. So taking these dart throws on these running backs, maybe these later round receivers, like, there's probably not going to be another Puka Nacua this year, but some of these guys, like maybe Malachi Corley is maybe not a good example, because I think everyone really loves Malachi Corley. Like, Puka was going virtually untalked about. So like maybe a guy like Jacob Cowing or from Arizona, guy like that. Obviously, I'm not saying they're the same player, but just one of these late round receivers. Let me see if I can find like who I'm talking about. Like Brendan Rice is a good example, a guy who could come onto the scene in a big way. Javon Baker, Jermaine Burton, Jamari Thrash, like these guys are like could seriously come into play. But I'm not predicting it to happen, but I think I'd rather take dart throws on like I think receivers toward the end of the draft than some of the running backs, just personally. But That's kind of why I only stick to 6 running backs, because usually when I'm looking at the end, those running backs, like they're probably not going to play. Like that's just the reality of the situation. So, all right, let's hear. Let me do this real quick. I'm going to do this. This is YouTube 101. Yeah, see that? Make sure to drop a like. Go like it. Go like the stream, please. We need all the help we can get around here. Need all of the help we can get. Or drop a comment. Put that in there too. Drop a comment too. I wonder who the 2 people are in here. Probably not my friends. They don't give a fuck about me. Anyways, pick is approaching again. And now it's wide receivers galore here. And it's a lot of it's who do you like in this tier? Deontay, Jacoby, JMO, Josh, Troy Franklin's a guy I draft a lot of. Mike Williams probably going to get cut. I don't know if I like normally you think Mike Williams, Justin Herbert, there's an easy stack, but it's not that easy anymore. It's not really that easy. But like something we could do here is we go Goff and we go JMO and stack that up. Plus we have Jameer. Like that feels good. Or we could do Trevor Lawrence. We have Christian Kirk. So we got options. I'm most likely taking Goff or Trevor Lawrence to stack with Kirk and Ingram, or JMO and Jameer, assuming that I get JMO, and I do, falls a little bit past ADP. Now, Marquise Brown's a guy I've drafted a ton of. Free agent this year. If he goes back to Arizona, I love it for him. Even if he doesn't go back to Arizona, he could fall, like totally could go to the Chiefs, something like that. So absolutely love that or maybe like the Bears, like Bears and Caleb Williams. I don't say no. So we're going to go JMO here, and then we're either going to take Trevor or Jared Goff. And I've had to choose between the 2. I don't know who I like. It's really just, I don't know who I like more. I don't know who I have more of. I think I'm going to go Jared Goff if they're both there, just because, Lions stack, you get Jameer, you get JMO. So I think I'm going to go Jared Goff if they're both there. But you got Kirk and Ingram and Kirk is a better pass catching duo than Jameer and JMO. So I don't know. And JMO is such a risky pick. I just can't quit him. I loved him coming out of Alabama. It's a guy I won't quit. Like I'm not going to quit Rashad Bateman. I'm not going to quit Jameson Williams. 10th round isn't gonna fold my franchise, fold this best ball team by any means necessary. So I'm thinking. We're gonna have our pick of the litter here, most likely. They go Tua. So yep. Now the decision really lies on us. If somebody replies in the next 22 seconds of who to take, that's the player I will take. So drop a comment. That's I'll literally take whoever you tell me to take. It's 50-50 for me right now. But so we'll see. See if anyone drops a comment. Drop a comment right now. I swear to God. Get a sip of water. All right, 5 seconds. We got to decide. Let's go, Trevor. Like I said, better pass catching duo. I feel a better chance for that stack to really pay off. I do love the Detroit offense this year. You got Ben Johnson coming back. You can't argue with that. If we had a Monra, 100% would have taken Goff, but you got the Ingram and Kirk stack. We know that's going to be we know that for sure that those 2 are going to be playing together. So I like it. I like this team so far. It's a pretty, like I said, pretty basic team. We're not really thinking running back yet. I'm really thinking running back. Like this tier right here of running backs is disgusting. This tier sickens me. Devin Singletary, free agent. Who knows where he goes? Houston could bring in a running back, so I don't feel good about that. Chuba Hubbard, new coaching staff. We know he's good. Miles Sanders is still there on a contract. I don't remember how much guaranteed. Maybe he's a cut candidate. I have to do my research on that. But they could also just draft somebody. Probably the new coaching staff might want a new running back. So I'm not taking a lot of Chuba. In the 10th round. 10th round is decent draft capital. This guy could be in around 14 by May. So I don't feel good about that. Zamir White, same situation. Josh Jacobs come back, draft for agency. All options are on the table for Zamir White. Taken a couple times. Ty Chandler, same thing. I don't think he's a free agent, but Vikings, I can't imagine they go into the season with Ty Chandler, especially, being from Minnesota. They almost did their best to keep this guy off the field through most of the season. It really took Cam Akers and Madison getting hurt before they put Ty Chandler on the field. And Ty Chandler, obviously, he looked like the better running back. So I don't like that. Jonathan Brooks coming off a torn ACL. He's the highest rookie running back in terms of ADP. So what am I supposed to do with that? I don't know. Zach Charbonnet, he's behind Kenneth Walker. Drafted a backup running back? I don't know. But then you get down here. Now I love this tier. Blake Corum, Trey Benson, Khalil Herbert still on the Bears, who could have a lot better offense this year. Kendre Miller, Kamara could get cut, and he's the number one there. Kendre Miller was one of my most drafted players last year. This could just be a year for him. If he gets an opportunity, he played really well last year. There's some advanced metric stuff that were really kind to Kendre Miller. You got Jaleel McLaughlin, haven't drafted a ton of him though. But then like all these rookie running backs, like I'd much rather take Audric Estime at 157 ADP than Devin Singletary at 120. But that's just me. Maybe I'm wrong. You can say I'm wrong, but that's just me. That's just me. All right, 6 picks to go. 6 picks. If we get 10 viewers on this live stream, I'll shotgun a beer. Swear to God. All right. I don't know. Do you guys like seeing the draft board? I feel like I'm talking through most of the stuff, but if you want to see it, let me move my thing. Can't really see that much of it. My camera's in the way. If I do this, that's a little better. A little better. Or you just go, oh, got it. Hey, we're learning on the fly here, ladies and gentlemen. We're learning on the fly. Draft. Let's go back here. Go back, almost up, 4 picks away. I'm thinking. So this is where, see, I said I'm not really thinking running back right here. I don't love these receivers either, but like Shakir, Lockett, and Shaheed are all guys I'm willing to take a chance on. Adonai Mitchell's a guy I've drafted a ton of in this range, absolutely a ton of. He could be the wide receiver 4 in this draft. The advanced metrics again aren't really too kind to him, but you watch the film, this guy's a dog. Speaking of dogs, went to Georgia, transfers to Texas, has a great season at Texas. Pretty much, he outplays Xavier Worthy, who was his teammate at Texas, and Xavier Worthy is going a little bit below Adonai Mitchell right here. You got Ladd McConkey in this range too. Gabe Davis, Brandon Cooks. I don't think I'm gonna draft a single share of Brandon Cooks in this. Like you look at Gabe, McConkey, and Worthy and Mitchell, I'd much rather have all those guys over Brandon Cooks. Brandon Cooks did nothing last year on the highest scoring offense in the entire league. Brandon Cooks did nothing. That should tell you all you need to know about drafting Brandon Cooks. I think he's a cut candidate too. They could cut him, and he's going to go to a worse situation. Why would I want Brandon Cooks? I will not be drafting Brandon Cooks. Sorry to the Brandon Cooks truthers out there. Tyler Lockett. Now we're at pick 130. His ADP is 116 right here, and like I said, Christian Kirk and Tyler Lockett are the 2 most disrespected players in fantasy football every year. And I have to draft Tyler Lockett. I have to do it. The new OC for Seattle, I forget his name. Oh, it's escaping me. I forget his name. He was the OC at Washington last year. And one thing, if there's one thing you need to know about the Washington Huskies offense in 2023, they threw the ball a ton. And not only did they throw the ball a ton, they were efficient in throwing the ball a ton. It's like 3-point shooting. You might have a guy who takes 2 threes a game, but he's 50%. It's a lot harder to shoot 8 threes a game and shoot 50%. So let's take a look here. Like I said, I do not like these receivers. I think these running backs right here, not going to do it yet. I think I'm going to go. I've really started to like Blake Corum. Trey Benson was my RB1. He might still be my RB1 in the class because he's like a boom bust type of guy, kind of like Miles Sanders. But I saw some stuff about him today. There was some screenshots of some holes he missed, some like wide open holes, like holes that you're sitting on your couch watching football on Sunday, or I guess Saturday in this scenario, and you're thinking, how did he miss that lane? How did he miss that hole? I don't know. That's what scared me. That's how embarrassing it was that he missed it. But when he does get it, he might run the fastest 40 among the top guys in this running back class. He might run sub 4. Like this guy is blazing fast. Not quite Dalvin Cook, like not FSU. It's kind of that same build, but like this guy, he's electric. But let's talk about the guy I actually took is Blake Corum. Blake Corum he's like the opposite of Trey Benson in terms of running style. Trey Benson, power, speed. He's a kind of a one-cut runner. He gets in the open field, he's gone. Blake Corum doesn't have that top end speed, but he is shifty. Go look at the run against Indiana. I don't remember what year it was. He has a run against Indiana, a touchdown run. It's about 50 yards. Have you seen for the old heads out there, the people who've been watching football a long time? There's that LaShawn McCoy run against the Panthers where he does 2 cutbacks and he cuts back all the way to the other end of the field. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. If you know, you know. But Blake Corum kind of reminds me of that. Not quite. I don't think he's gonna be LaShawn McCoy in the league, but he's kind of that same running style. He's very elusive, very great short area agility. So absolutely love Blake Corum. I've grown to like him more. And we all know about that, the ACL stuff. You're usually not at 100% that first year after you tear his ACL. So he tears his ACL in 2022. But go look at the 2022 highlights before this guy tore his ACL. He's going to be a year removed from it when he plays his first down in the NFL. This guy, if you like what you saw last year from him, you're going to love what you see in 2023, assuming he goes to the right team. But Blake Corum, he's going in what did I just draft him in? The 12th round? 12th round Blake Corum is it feels like stealing. It legitimately feels like I'm stealing candy from a baby. So I'm going to continue to do it. I would love to get Xavier Worthy here. Dontavian Wicks, I would love him if he's in the 16th round, but pick 131 it seems kind of outrageous to me. And I think the rest of the drafters in this room would agree with me because nobody has taken him. They also let me get Tyler Lockett, which was a mistake on the drafters in this room. Like I said, I feel like this is what I kind of like going. This is kind of how I like to start my drafts. Maybe get an elite receiver in round 1, but we feel pretty good about the running back position. I feel good. We got some volume at receivers, and then we got 2 studs at tight end and 2 studs at quarterback. This feels like where's the weakness in this team right now? I don't think there's a flat out weakness. I think it would be maybe the ability to stay healthy in our older receivers right here. But other than that, it feels pretty good. Feels pretty good. I don't plan on drafting Dontavian Wicks, and he goes before me anyway. Will not draft Brandon Cooks. That will not be happening on this program. I feel good at Bucky Irving. I'll just take a shot on another rookie running back, I guess. Bucky Irving, pull my leg. We don't know which rookie running back is going to be good. Blake Corum and Bucky Irving kind of the same play styles, but we don't know which ones are going to be good. We don't know which ones are going to be drafted ahead of. So could Bucky Irving go before Braylon Allen, who hasn't even been drafted yet? 100% he could. So I don't know. It just feels like I'm willing to take a shot on these rookies. What if one of these guys hits? Blake Corum or Bucky Irving, or maybe I take Marshawn Lloyd with my next pick. Another guy I love. I absolutely love Keaton Mitchell. I don't know how he has an ADP this low. It seems insane to me considering what we saw from him last year. Yes, I know he tore his ACL, but ACL recovery gets better by the day. And I absolutely love it. So like I said here, I don't know. I like Michael Wilson. I love Demario Douglas. I've been drafting a lot of Demario. If they draft a quarterback, he's the number 1 option there as of right now. As of right now, Demario Douglas is the number 1 option in New England. And I think that it's pretty similar coaching staff there. This is tough. This is tough. I think we go running back and then we just hammer out receiver to end it. Oh, you know what? I need more Roman Wilson. Everyone's talking about Roman Wilson like this guy could go at the end of the first round of the draft. Everyone's talking about Roman Wilson. If you're tuned into Player Profiler at all, go look at Player Profiler. The rankings on there are great. And everyone there cannot stop talking about Roman Wilson. I do the tweets. I put the tweets up for Player Profiler. Make sure you go follow at Roto Underworld on X on Twitter. That is also in the description of this YouTube. My Twitter is also PPR Tyler. SEO purposes makes it pretty easy. We got the YouTube channel, PPR Tyler, and the Twitter. Oh my God, crazy! Almost like I know what I'm doing. Well, maybe not, but anyways, Roman Wilson. Everyone cannot stop talking about this guy. If you love JJ McCarthy and you're a JJ McCarthy defender in terms of he didn't have this at Michigan, they didn't let him throw the ball. That was whatever. Then you got to apply the same argument to Roman Wilson. He's a athletic freak. Everyone's talking about this guy's going to run in the 4.3s for his 40, and he was one of the pillars of that team last year. So Roman Wilson, a great pick. I feel like our receiving room I feel good about all these guys. Roman Wilson could be a top 30 receiver this year in fantasy. I don't think I'd be shocked. I wouldn't be absolutely floored if that happened. So love the way this draft's going right now. Love the way the draft's going right now. Let's go back to the draft board. You guys can take a look. So we got Quentin Johnston, man. Like if he didn't play so bad last year, I don't think he'd be going this low, obviously. But it's like if Mike Williams gets cut, which I think a lot of people expect him to, Quentin Johnston, there's a scenario where Quentin Johnston is the wide receiver 2 on this team, like next year. And like that seems crazy, but that could happen. He could be the second receiving threat for the Chargers next season. So I don't know. I don't know about Quentin Johnston, but 7 picks away. Jalen Polk is a guy a lot of people love out of Washington. Him and Roma Dunze, like Jalen Polk, I think people didn't talk about enough how Jalen Polk, I think if you look at like who had the most receiving yards in like game to game, it was almost like 50-50 where like Jalen Polk would have the most receiving yards for that game, then Adunze, Polk, Adunze, Polk, Adunze. Like it was back and forth, and I don't think people talk about that enough. I think people just like the traits of Adunze more, but Jalen Polk, production profile, it plays, definitely plays, especially if you can get him in the 15th round in these drafts. So, all right, next pick, Xavier Legette. I mean, I feel like we can't go receiver again. We could, but we're gonna draft my guy if he falls to us, Ray Davis. If you follow me on Twitter, you have me on Twitter. It's Ray Davis might be the most disrespected prospect I've ever seen in my life. You go turn on the film for Ray Davis and tell me what he does bad. The only knock on him right now is that he's old. He's 23 or 24 coming out. I do not care. I'm not playing fantasy football to think about, oh, like he only has 4 good years in the league, if that. I don't care. I think he's no Yosemite. Why would you do that? Take my guy. All right. Now this is where the running back tier gets scary. J.K. Dobbins, I don't know. Elijah Mitchell, he's a free agent. I don't know. Gus Edwards, free agent. I don't know. This is where it's scary hours. Marvin Mims. Trey. Oh, I didn't see Trey Palmer staring at us in the face like that. Trey Palmer. If Mike Evans leaves, now we're kind of built for both things. Trey Palmer was really good at the end of the season last year. Mike Evans leaves. Trey Palmer is going to be the wide receiver 2 on this team behind Godwin. And I think it's a guy who can definitely fill that role. So I love getting Trey Palmer in the 15th round. Now, I would love to get Malachi Corley, but Vic Venick took him. God, if we're getting sniped here at the end here. Now I'm thinking, I don't know if I'm going to go third quarterback. I might kind of want to get. Yeah, I've been drafting a lot of Bryce Young just because I think he has a resurgent season. I don't think he finishes in the top 12, but I can see him finishes like QB 17. He's going currently QB 29, so I don't think that's crazy. Marvin Mims is, I think, I've really drafted a ton of Marvin Mims. Is there any running backs that I like? Jalen Wright. A lot of people love this guy. 7.4 yards a carry at Tennessee, I believe. And now some of that, if you turn on, I think it was, I forget who's tweeted the screenshot today. I think it was Noah Hills. I could be wrong on that, so don't fact check me. But there's a screenshot. He played it. Obviously, he's a running back out of Tennessee. He's an early declare. Good size, good speed for sure. 7.4 yards a carry. But if you know anything about the Tennessee offense, they play this gimmicky. It's like it's pretty much just 4 or 5 out. They spread you out all across the field. And there was a screenshot. It's them in the shot. It's Tennessee in the shotgun, and there is 4 people in the box, 3 down linemen and 1 linebacker. Now, I don't know how many of you are good at math, but 5 offensive linemen versus 4 defenders in the box. That's a pretty good matchup for the offense and the run game. So that could be a reason why he rushed for 7.4 yards a carry in college, but I think there's a little. I'm not saying he's now. Matty Q at PlayerProfiler loves Jalen Wright. A lot of people love Jalen Wright. I think Ray Garvin was talking about Jalen Wright yesterday too on the Mind and Mansion show. So obviously, like I said, hey, I'm a loyal man. PlayerProfiler till I die. Go check it out. Go check it out. All right. 11 picks away here. I love drafting Tyler Boyd, Malik Washington. Fun fact about Malik Washington. If he falls to me, it'll be in the 17th, 18th round. There are 4 receivers since 2010. I forget the exact parameters, but I think it's like there are 4 receivers since 2010 who had 110 plus catches and 1,600 plus receiving yards and a certain amount of touchdowns. There's been 4. Justin Jefferson. I think the other one was Jamar Chase, Amari Cooper, and Malik Washington. That's pretty good company to be in, if you ask me. And he goes there. For Farachi, taking our guy. Tyler Boyd, though, he's a free agent this year. I'll get out. And I tweeted this out like a week ago. Tyler Boyd feels like a chief. Feels like a chief to me. Guy in the slot. They have Rashee Wright, so you split out wide. They have Kelsey kind of working that slot, whatever, too. But Tyler Boyd, he's going to be cheap. Going to be in the Chiefs price range, especially if they re-sign L'Jarius Sneed or Chris Jones. They're going to probably want a cheap receiver. As much as we like to say Mike Evans to the Chiefs, Michael Pittman to the Chiefs, they just don't have the money for it, it feels like, unless they want to say goodbye to both Chris Jones and L'Jarius Sneed. It just feels like they're not going to have the money. So Tyler Boyd, who Lemerix takes, he's gone. But I love Tyler Boyd in the 17th round. Other guys I'm thinking about, Devontae Walker, kind of a divisive prospect out of UNC. Could go day 2, could go much later. Who knows? So I'm willing to take a dartboard throw on him. Rico Dowdle, you see, Dameon Pierce, I don't know, man. Kenneth Gainwell always seems to be involved. Zeke's the guy I've actually been taking a lot. I think he's a free agent, but still been taking a lot of Zeke just because, I don't know, he did good. When he got his opportunity after Ramondre went down last season, Zeke looked pretty good. So I think he could kind of do that same role maybe for a different team. Like I say, it's dart throws at this point for drafts, but I'm thinking Devonta's here. I don't mind Russ. I definitely want another tight end too. No one's really talking to me right now, though. I think we'll go Devontae Walker here. Call it good at wide receiver. Even though I should have took Javon Baker. I've taken a lot of Javon Baker. Javon Baker is a guy that everyone loves too. It's these dart throws that these sleepers, so to say. One of these guys are going to hit. One of the sleepers that everybody loves, the guys that everyone love right now. Roman Wilson, Javon Baker, Malik Washington. These are the guys constantly getting the buzz, and you can get them for free pretty much in these drafts. And I think I'm going to go. I have not drafted a lot of JJ McCarthy, but I think I want to draft him here. Now, he might not even play this year. He might not even play, but I'm willing to take a shot just for fun. Just for funsies. We're going to draft JJ. So now we're good at quarterbacks. So now we're just looking at running backs and tight ends. We have 2 picks left. Running backs I'm looking at, obviously Zeke, Kenneth Gainwell. I'm not looking at Pierce. Looking at Fant. I think he's a free agent. Maybe he goes somewhere, finds some, maybe he goes to the Chargers. Noah Fant could be a Charger. I think Gerald Everett is a free agent. I don't think Donald Parham is starter worthy. So maybe Noah Fant goes to the Chargers, stays on the West Coast. Wouldn't surprise me. Tank Bigsby, he was the backup running back last year. Travis Etienne's 1 injury away from Tank Bigsby having a nice role in Jacksonville. Plus the core lines with not core lines. What am I doing? It correlates. That's the word I'm looking for with our Jacksonville stack. I feel we did a pretty good job stacking here. We got Keenan. We got Justin Herbert. We have the Jacksonville stack. I feel it's been a pretty good draft so far. Dylan Lobb is a guy that people will not stop talking about out of New Hampshire, Swiss Army knife. And he actually had a really good quote that I saw on Twitter. He said, "I promise you there's not a single player in this draft that loves football more than me. I will die for this game." That's what he said. I will die for the game of football. That doesn't get you fired up to draft Dylan Lobb in round 19. I don't know what does. So I think we're going to draft Dylan Lobb. Dylan Johnson out of Washington, another good under the radar kind of prospect. Cody Schrader. Now this guy, I don't know if you know who Cody Schrader is. Mizzou running back coming out. This guy led the SEC in rushing. And he's going undrafted in some drafts. Jelani Woods is a tight end I'm looking at too. Noah Fant goes. Jelani Woods. I love me some Jelani Woods. I was drafting a little bit of him last year, but he got hurt. I don't even think he played a game last year or something. I can't remember exactly, but don't sleep on Jelani Woods. Jaheim Bell, Jonnu Smith. Jonnu Smith. Imagine if he goes to the Steelers, Jonnu Smith's a top 10 tight end. Not actually, but Arthur Smith and Jonnu Smith. They got, I don't know what the blackmail that Jonnu has on Arthur Smith, but look at Arthur Smith. Look at Jonnu Smith's usage last year. That'll raise some eyebrows. All right, we're coming to the conclusion of this draft. Thank you to everyone that has tuned in. Or if you're watching this after the fact, I thank you as well. Toss a like on the video for me, please. Definitely want to be doing these a lot more. I'll see if I'll get into the short form content game too. We'll have to see, but not 100% positive on that yet. Maybe maybe a Ray Davis breakdown. That's what I would love to do. Go break down some Ray Davis film. I broke it down on Twitter. Go on Twitter and look at it there. But 6 picks away, we got. So I'm thinking one more running back and one more tight end, one of each. Thinking Dylan Lobb here if he falls to us, and then I'm thinking like these three. Jaheim Bell is a rookie tight end out of FSU, more like a Chico Conco type. Not that tall. He's only like 6'1", but he's athletic as hell, which we obviously love to see. Donald Parham. Now maybe Donald Parham. Actually, you know what? Donald Parham is going to be our selection if he falls to us, because he might be the starter in Los Angeles this year, and we have Justin Herbert. So it makes sense if we're going to draft Donald Parham, we're going to do it with Justin Herbert. Plus, it's always good to have exposure to a guy who I think had 3 touchdowns in a game last year against the Vikings. I can't remember if it was 2 or 3. One of the two. Anyways, liking the way this draft went. Really liking the way this draft went. Now, Jamal Williams is a guy you can get for free. One of the most disappointing picks that last year for him. Now, the real question is, do we draft Lobb or Parham first? Lobb or Parham first? They're both real. Which one do we think we're going to get? Now, this drafter has only 1 tight end, so he's probably going to take a tight end. 5 running, we're probably not going to get one of our guys. I'm going to go Parham. Unless Yosemite drafts him right here. Yosemite, you better not draft him, Yosemite. I swear to God. I swear to God, Yosemite. You draft Donald Parham, you're dead to me. Thank God. All right. We should be in the clear. Unless Emslod wants to take 4 tight ends, which probably is not going to happen, especially when that draft only has 5 running backs. So I'm feeling good about that. Probably gonna get our guy. Probably gonna get our guy. Come on. Let me draft him. There we go. Just like that. Now, if we could get Dylan Lobb here without anybody taking him. No, I'm thinking Lobb or Tank Bigsby here. Actually, no, I drafted enough of Tank Bigsby. Not really. Frank Gore Jr., another guy I've drafted a little bit of, but who's clicking on Michael Carter? Who's clicking on 20th round Michael Carter? At least take a shot on a guy we know is good at football. Or like a guy maybe I should rephrase that. At least take a shot on a guy who we don't know is good at football. We don't know if Cody Schrader is going to be good or not. Could he be good? Absolutely. Could Dylan Johnson be good? Yes, he could. Dylan Lobb, Tank Bigsby, we know those guys, they could be good. We know Michael Carter is not good. So it seems silly to me why anyone would take him when there's more potential in these unproven guys who had success in college. Cody Schrader led the SEC in rushing. And people want to take Michael Carter, but 20th round, I'm not gonna go too crazy about it. I would love to get Dylan Lobb here. He's at the top. This guy there we go. That closes out the draft. And just for that alone, I've been teasing it all stream. Here we go. This is gonna change your life right here. You ready?
Oh, say less.
Say less. Dylan Lobb, welcome to the squad. And that's our team. that is our team. We'll do a quick team recap, and then I will get y'all out of here. Jay Herbo, Trevor Lawrence, JJ, love the quarterback room. Running back room, two guys who have played it down in the NFL, and then 4 dudes who we will see. It's kind of fun. Like the potential is there, but also floor very much there as well. But we're aiming for upside in these drafts. This is like I have no problem doing this right here. 2 guys I know who are good running backs, and then the rest we'll see. Look at the receiver room, studs across the board, and then we have potential studs at the bottom. Evans, Allen, Kirk, J-Mo, Tyler Lockett, who falls 14 picks past ADP. And then tight end room. Oh my God. Mark Andrews, Evan Ingram, Donald Parham. Absolutely love it. Thank you to everyone who tuned in for the stream. We'll be back. Maybe there's some whispers. Maybe we'll be back tomorrow. And we'll do it all over again. We got $10 left in the account. Sounds perfect to spend the last $10 on a stream. We have a comment. Oh, Michelle. There you go. There's your 5 seconds of fame. All right. I'm out of here. Thank you for watching, everybody. Have a fantastic night.